Hi everyone and welcome to Linger Longer with Books. My name's Catherine and in this week's video I'm going to be taking a trip down memory lane and chatting about some of my favourite childhood books. Okay, so I've just selected a handful of books off my small bookcase that is on my landing that I kind of display all of my sort of childhood books as well as children's fiction at the moment. So just thought I would give a sample, and hopefully some of these titles are really nostalgic for you. I'm in my late 30s now, so if you're born in the 80s and grew up in the 90s, some of these might have a special place in your bookish hearts too. First up, we have Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. You can tell the age of this particular really small paperback actually by its kind of coloured pages. It's in pretty good condition, I would say. I remember being really drawn to this story of obviously little girl's friendship with lots of farmyard animals. So we follow the story of Fern, who loves a little pig called Wilbur, and she befriends lots of other animals on the farm to kind of save Wilbur from the usual fate that pigs might experience on a traditional farm. But I just thought this was such a cute little book, originally published by Puffin. I can see that on the inside I was given book boilerplates, and this is dated 1992. So if that's about right, 92, 93, I was around 6 to 7, sort of 8. Yeah, just depends if that was 93 or not. But I do remember really loving this story, and then there was a beautiful animated film edition of it as well, which I probably had on videotape at some point. But yeah, it's a gorgeous little edition. It's got beautiful illustrations kind of through it, all in kind of monochrome. But yeah, it's just a lovely book that I've kind of kept all of these years, and it will go with me through all of my different homes, I'm sure. So there you go, that is Charlotte's Web. Okay, so next up, as a child of the 90s, as I said before, cannot pass by Roald Dahl. So I've picked out just a couple of very, very sort of early copies of his books that I own. The first up we'll go with is George's Marvellous Medicine. And this is, I was probably of the age where we had book fairs at school, so I probably bought this with some of my pocket money. It was originally £2.99, which is an absolute steal considering the cost of books nowadays. But again, this is slightly coloured just because of its age, but it has beautiful, beautiful illustrations, this time by Quentin Blake, and tells the story of George and his grandmother. So there we have it. It's got a lovely photo of Roald Dahl himself on the back. He did die when I was about 5, I think, if my maths is correct. So very much grew up with his stories being read to us, watching films like The Witches, and all of Roald Dahl's stories hold a special place in my bookish heart, which I mentioned earlier. So there's that one. There's a paperback version of that. And then I think, if my memory serves me right, my twin sister and I were gifted this. This came in a box of 5, so I've got it upstairs, but I haven't brought the whole thing down. So it's kind of a lovely box set of hardbacks, published by Collins originally, and this is fantastic Mr. Fox. Can't even say that. I'm stone cold sober. So there you go. Let's blame it on the heat and the bank holiday relaxation vibes. Again, I had a bit of a fixation with putting my name in my books and my old address. So yeah, no one was going to pinch this, thank you very much, and it wasn't going to be loaned out, I don't think. So yeah, this again, It's a little bit aged now, but pretty good condition. It's just a classic, isn't it? And well loved by many generations around the world. I really love the George Clooney adaptation, the film adaptation that he's involved in. That was, well, quite a while ago now, probably 10-15 years ago. I'm losing track of time. That's what happens in your late 30s. But I just thought this is a beautiful sort of collectible edition, and like I said, it's got the other stories. So it's got The Magic Finger, James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, and they were just such special stories, from the age of probably 5 through to teenage years, I would say. So there you go. Those are two very lovely and special kind of Roald Dahl stories. In no particular order, I'm going through this stack of books. So next up, if you imagine yourself in December perhaps, it's the Jolly Christmas Postman by Janet and Alan Alberg. So Janet and Alan Alberg had a huge presence, I would say, in the 90s when I was growing up. Their stories were everywhere, through school, through bookshops. They were on the TV. I remember there was a sort of a person kind of adaptation on TV as a little series of, I think it was called Happy Families. Let me know in the comments below if you remember that particular TV series as well. But that was really fun to watch after school. But let's get back to the Jolly Christmas Postman for now. So what I loved about this book is, again, the book plate is there. The Peter Rabbit book plate is there. Is just how it had a beautiful kind of story and a narrative, and then it was as if you were receiving actual post through the mail, or mail through the post, whichever way you say it. So this one is To Baby Bear, 4 Bears Cottage, The Woods, and it's just beautiful. I've really tried ever since I received this, which would have been in around 92, 93 again, to keep the special pages in good condition, and the kind of the items within it in sort of pristine as well. So this one is a lovely Happy Christmas card. So, and that's lovely. That's got Santa's Workshop on it. So there we go. There's just something really charming and enchanting about this story. And the lovely coloured pictures. You just feel right in the kind of the Christmas spirit with this book. And I think it was last summer, Mottisfont Local National Trust property, to me, did a special exhibition of Janet and Alan Alberg's kind of illustrations all the way through their careers, their kind of remarkable careers. And that was lovely to go along and see so many of their artifacts and documents, charting their stories. So it's just lovely. The Gingerbread Boy, McVitie House, Little Toe Lane, Toy Town. That's a tongue twister. And there's a little Christmas annual in there as well. So yeah, I just love this one. And it's, yeah, like I said before, all of these books take pride of place on my sort of my childhood bookshelves. But this one is going nowhere fast. So that's lovely. I know there are other stories by him, by Janet and Alan, but I have this one on my shelves for now. So that's The Jolly Christmas Postman by Janet and Alan Alberg. Okay, then we have The Borrowers by Mary Norton. As you can see, it says now a major TV series, and it was fantastic to go along, obviously, with the story of the borrowers. They are little people living under the floorboards of a particular house, and it's kind of all of their kind of adventures and their sort of turmoil and their kind of peril, and just how they live their lives. And this is such a beautiful book. It's kind of got the old-fashioned typeset, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's you can kind of appreciate that too. And it's got beautiful sketch drawings kind of within, to kind of yeah, decorate the pages and to illustrate the plot points. So it's just lovely. Again, this hardback edition I have within a sort of a hard collectible box set, which I think my mum at the time wrote off to get from a catalogue, perhaps. I don't know what you used to do in the 90s to buy books. Oh, okay, I lie. This might have been not from my mum, it might have been from my dad and stepmum, because on the inside sleeve, it's dated 10th of March 1993, to Dearest Catherine, lots of love, from Dad and Alison. So if you're watching, Dad and Alison, hello. So yeah, I just absolutely loved the Clock family, and they were hidden away and you wondered what they were up to. I think I just loved the miniature size of them. Were they going to get squashed underfoot? How are they going to adapt? What were they going to use, like a needle and thread? How were they sort of adapting their lives? You can see a big screwdriver coming in through the floorboards there, but it was all just very quaint and very cute about how they were living their lives. So yeah, it's a beautifully written, poetic, and almost always alarming. The borrower's books have something very mysterious, sad, and exciting about them. So like the whole gauntlet of emotions within the borrowers. But it was lovely. It was Homily, Pod, and their daughter Arietti. So the dad was played by Ian Holmes, I think. Penelope Wilton played the mum, for any British viewers out there that can remember. I can't remember who played Arietti, but let me know in the comments below if you remember, if you're kind of were a fan of the Borrowers at the time. So there you go, that is the Borrowers, the first in the series by Mary Norton. Now I'm going on to slightly sort of larger hardbacks. First up is When We Were Very Young, Now We Are Six by A.A. Milne. You can tell this is obviously quite coloured, tried to keep it in as best condition as I can, and this is obviously from the author of Winnie the Pooh. So I believe, again, if memory serves me right, I was gifted this book and my sister Rachel was gifted the Winnie the Pooh, which I have and I will give to her when she visits in the autumn, because she's over in Ireland at the moment. She lives over there, so I will make sure that that kind of gets to her and she takes that home with her. So there's that one. But this one, When We Were Very Young, Now We Are Six, is a collection of poems that A.A. Milne wrote, and it's just so gorgeous. Anyone who's a fan of Winnie the Pooh could easily dip in and out of these poems. I think I will have to revisit these very, very soon, because I'm ashamed to say I'm not very familiar with them. But they're just gorgeous. They're just whimsical and light, and kind of most have a sort of a moral running through them, and the importance of being kind and being friendly to whoever you might encounter, especially if you're out in the woods and by a river. So yeah, there you go. That is my copy of an A.A. Milne. When was it? I don't have a book sticker in here at all. So I think I must have been gifted that, a special kind of birthday or something, probably. And again, say, Winnie the Pooh. Has Rachel written in this one? No. Someone's been careful enough to cut the price out, which suggests it was a gift. And look how lovely the inside is. What's on the back side? Okay, so similar. And on the back, you've got that absolutely famous image of Piglet and Pooh. So there you go. Hopefully, some of you out there might have these copies as well. Let me know if you have. But yeah, there's some lovely A.A. Milne books as well. So last but not least, I have a copy of The Wind in the Willows, illustrated by Arthur Rackham and obviously by Kenneth Grahame. This, you can tell, is quite a few years old. Let me see if there is a story to this. I think I was probably given this for christening or something within the first couple of years of my life. So yeah, it's well over 30 years old. It's beautiful. It's it's got 12 colour plates and 15 line illustrations in the text. And look how gorgeous the inside is for a start. The kind of the olive green. That's just gorgeous. What does it have on there? Can I take the sleeve off? Oh yeah, it's just olive green. Classic, kind of traditional. So yeah, we all sort of are familiar, hopefully, with the tale of The Wind in the Willows, and you've kind of got Badger, and you've got Mr. Toad, and Mole, and all of their kind of wildwood adventures and outdoors, and yeah, living their lives out in the big wide world together, and again forming friendships. It's kind of got that magical, mythical feel to the stories, and again, I just love how it's got that kind of the old-fashioned, very traditional printed like paper, and the typeset as well. So I will keep very, very good care of this particular book. The bookcase that these all live on are well out of the sunlight, so they won't get any sort of further sun damage if they have already. So yeah, being kind of in colour would have been quite a rare thing in books in the past, obviously because of the cost of the production around it, and you can obviously see how much kind of book jacket design has kind of come on in all of these years. So a good 30 to 40 years. These are mostly sort of 30 odd years ago, but some of them would have been obviously quite, like I said, that sort of format back in the day would have been quite unusual and quite rare. But yeah, it's lovely to keep these really special books, because these editions aren't around any longer unless you find them on kind of collectors' websites or auctions, perhaps. I mean, I don't know if they're necessarily kind of first editions, but they're very special to me, and hopefully they can be handed down through the family, yeah, in years to come. So there you go. I really thought it'd be nice to kind of go down memory lane with these stories from my childhood. I really hope that you've enjoyed listening to me kind of reminisce about these particular editions and these stories. If you have watched this far, thank you very much. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. You're always really welcome here. Please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button and let other people out in that bookish world know that I'm here. I would really appreciate that. If you have watched this far, why don't you go ahead and leave me a pig emoji? Let's go for that. I love a pig. I call my cat Shelby Piggy quite a lot. Just a term of endearment, isn't it? Love how pigs trot along, and piglets are very cute. So we've obviously got Wilbur there. Is Wilbur the spider actually? No. Who is the pig? Oh no, I'm doubting myself. Yeah, Wilbur is the pig, and obviously we've got Piglet here in Winnie the Pooh too, so that just seems very fitting. So there you go. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I shall sign off now. I hope you have a lovely week of reading ahead of you, and I shall catch you next time for another bookish conversation. Thanks. Bye for now.